Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, this is Hamdy Hawwas from Amr ibn al-As Governmental School. And today, inshallah, we're going to dedicate this lesson to students in grade 6, family and friends. Unit 2, lessons 3 and 4, and particular, we're going to talk about if conditionals. You know that if conditionals can be of many different types. Zero conditionals, we have first conditional, and we have second conditional, and we have the third conditional. Inshallah, today we're going to cover zero conditionals, first conditionals, and the second conditionals. Zero conditionals, in fact, is mainly about what we talk about, mainly about regular habits or facts. That means we do not here have any possibility. I mean here, when I say if I am late for school, my teacher gets angry, this means that this is here a fact. So there is no other possibility over here. Let me tell you something. When we talk about a conditional, we are talking about here a possibility, whether it will happen or not. But in this case, especially zero conditional, there is no way to have any possibility. Both will happen. It is a fact. So in this case, we are going to use if plus present simple, and the other sentence should be in the present simple. بمعنى ان if في الحالة الأولى عفوا في الزيرو conditional بيبقى معاها present simple، وفي الجملة التانية هيكون معاها present simple، لأن أنا بتكلم في الحالة دي على fact، والfact مفيش فيها أي possibility. In the first conditional, we are talking here about a kind of possibility. That means I'm sure that this will happen. In this example, we have if I go to London, I will see the Big Ben. In this example, the person here is pretty sure about his plan. He is sure that he will travel to London, and he is sure that he will visit or see Big Ben. In this case, if conditional should be, in this case, if should be followed by the present simple, and then the main clause should be in the future tense. When I say the future tense, I mean here the students should use will or can or may or must plus the base form of a verb. So if I go to London, I will see the Big Ben. The second conditional for today is going to be a kind of possibility which is less possible. I mean here, if we are talking about the first conditional here, that I am sure about 70 to 80% of what I'm saying, in here I'm talking about 50% or probably less than this. So if I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship. In this example that we use here if followed by the past simple. يعني if في الحالة ديت should be followed by the past simple الماضي البسيط, which is the second conjugation of a verb, التصريف الثاني للفعل, or the verb that ends in d or ed or ied. In the main clause في الجملة الثانية على طول we are going to use would and could or might, and both of them should be followed by the base form of a verb. الفعل هنا يكون في حالة المصدر. And when I say the base form, once again I say that the verb that doesn't have or doesn't end in s or es or ies, doesn't end in d or ed or ied, doesn't end in ing. So these endings should be there with would or could or might. So if in the second conditional should be followed by the past simple here, ماضي بسيط هنا, and would, could or might plus the verb in the base form. If I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship. In fact, these are the three cases we are going to study for today, but we should learn something about if in the second conditional. If here in the second conditional might be used when we give advice or when we are making a wish. How, teacher? Let's read this example. If I were you, I would stop smoking. So I say here, if I were you. So it is here a kind of a very polite advice. You want to advise your a person who smokes that this smoke that he is smoking is not a good habit, and if you were in his own place, you would stop smoking. So, if I were you, I would stop smoking. This is your kind of advice, nasiha. And in this advice, we should use here where in the first sentence. If I were you, and I here the main clause should be I would stop smoking. Where and would, past simple, would plus the base form. Also, we can use here if when we are making a wish or dreams. If you're talking here about your dreams, if I were a millionaire, I would buy a Lamborghini. So you wish here that one day, if you become a millionaire, you're going to buy a very expensive car. So this is here for wishes. All right, so that's all for if here in the zero conditional, first conditional, and the second conditional. But there is one main thing we should learn about. In fact, we have here some words that can be equal to if. Like what? Let's have an example here. In case. In case here, guys, is similar to the word if. يعني in case of هتساوي mean if. In case of or in case. So what's the difference, teacher? In case of should be followed by a noun or a verb plus ing. In case here without of should be followed by a sentence. So let's have these examples. The fire alarm will ring in case of fire. يبقى هنا ده جه معاها مين؟ noun. So the fire alarm will ring in case of catching fire. يبقى نلاحظ هنا برضو of جاي مع verb ing. يبقى the first example here in case of followed by a noun, and in case of here in the second conditional and the second example is followed by the verb ing. So notice here the third example. So the fire alarm will ring in case there is fire. So in case, we don't have here of, and we have here a full sentence, which is a subject and a verb. There is fire. Anyway, so in case or in case of, both can here replace if. So what is meant by replace? I mean here we should apply the previous rules that were used in the first conditional, second conditional, or even the zero conditional. So in zero conditional we have present simple, present simple. If we use in case of, we are going to use the same. The first conditional we use present simple and future, will or can or whatever. If you have in case in the first conditional, we should here apply the same rule. If you have here in case or in case of followed by the past simple, we should use would or could or might the same way we do. So if we have here in case of or in case, we should apply the same structure, same rule, the same tenses, the same way we did in the conditional if. Okay, so there is something else which is here unless. Unless, guys, is equal to the if plus not, negative if. I mean here, if he doesn't come early, he will miss the train. So can I use here unless, teacher? Yes, sure, because we have here if and we have what here? Not. So drop here if, drop here does not, okay, and use unless instead. But watch out, we have here he, and here should be added, I mean here the verb should be in singular. So unless he comes early, he will miss the train. You notice that we add here as because we dropped here doesn't, and doesn't here is in the present, that includes here as. So this as should come back to the main verb. Unless he comes early, he will miss the train. Once again, the rules of if can be totally applied to here unless. So present simple in first case, present simple future in the second case, past simple would or could or whatever. So the same is the same. So this is the end of our lesson, and we have one main thing right now, which is practice. Guys, please correct or put the tense in the right way. Here, if we don't work hard, what should I say? Teacher, pay attention to don't. Don't here is in the present. What? Simple. So I should use here will or will not or can or cannot. So it depends. If you don't work harder, will you pass? Of course not. I will never pass. That's why if we don't work harder, we won't pass. In the second example, if she have her laptop with her, she would email. You notice that here would is in the past. That means we are talking about if in the second conditional. That means had should have here should be in the past. So past simple would plus the base form. So the answer here is if she had her laptop with her, she would email me. In the third example here, practice, if she not go to the meeting, I wouldn't go either. So you notice that if here once again, and we have here would here, guys, in the first or in the second case, of course it is in the second conditional. So this one should be in the past simple. So if she not go to the meeting, okay, so I wouldn't go what? Either. So if she did not go to the meeting, I wouldn't go either. Okay, and here unless Lucy have a lot of business, she would be able to travel. So we'll have here would be, which is similar to the previous example. So we should here put have in the past, which is had. Unless Lucy had a lot of business, she would be able to travel. If the children don't eat, they be grumpy. So if the children here don't eat, don't here is in the present simple. So we need here to use what? Will. So if the children don't eat soon, they will be grumpy. Also, we have here, if we don't practice harder, we win the match. We will not win the match. In case, and notes here in case, which is similar to, guys, if, yes, and we have here what? Would. So we're going to apply the same rule. So as if I'm seeing here if, and we have here would, so this one should be in the past simple. But I have here what? Of. I have what? Of. And I told you that of should be followed by the verb plus ing or a noun. So in case of having, if she not attend the wedding party, I won't attend it either. So here is won't, which is will not. So if she doesn't attend the wedding party, I won't attend it either. Unless Lucy have a lot of study, she would socialize. So unless Lucy, so we have here have should be what? Would here is in the past, so had. Unless Lucy had a lot of business, she would socialize. Finally, if I be you, I would go to bed early. So we have here a piece of advice. That's why if I were you, I would go to bed early. This is the end of our presentation for today. Thank you very much indeed. Till we meet again in the future lessons. Thank you and goodbye.